Lieutenant Holly Hutchinson, Naval Air Facility El Centro.
Can you tell us about joining the Navy?
Becoming a naval aviator, that wasn't going to be my pathway when I was growing up. From 3 years old up until I flew for the state of Tennessee. It was an opportunity that was knocking at the door, and I went ahead and opened that door up because why not? And I'm that kind of person. If opportunity knocks, I'm going to give it a try. The Navy does have a lot of ups and downs. The 6-month deployments that the Navy puts you on, you're away from your family for 6 months. The only contact you have with them, at the time we had telephones, but of course now we've gotten better with emails. So that's kind of a downside of being away from your family. The upside is seeing all the great places this world has to offer. I really enjoyed Europe, Germany, Italy, Sigonella. I've been down to Uruguay to help with the South American Navy down there. I've been to Rio de Janeiro, Chile, Puerto Rico. So it's been a fun ride too.
What about Bosnia?
Bosnia, I was deployed over to Sigonella twice, and what we did was we helped the ground commanders take care of what they needed to take care of on the ground. I was awarded an Air Medal coming out of Bosnia, and it was a different experience.
Holly, please talk a little bit about how you ultimately wanted to be an aviator.
Okay.
A pilot. The first time you took control of the plane, take us back to that day.
Okay. I remember the first time being in control of the airplane when I was 18 years old. I absolutely loved it. I was living a little girl's dream at 18 years old. Soloed the day after my 19th birthday, and I've never looked back. It's been a great experience.
And then getting into the Navy?
I joined the Navy after serving an internship with the state of Tennessee 1 year out of college. I graduated college December of '90 with a degree in aerospace. I then had an internship flying for the state of Tennessee with the governor and his aides. I flew them around the state. I did aerial photography, and I also did airport security checks for the state. Became really good friends with the governor's chief pilot and the director of aeronautics, and they were both P3 pilots in the Navy. And they thought I'd make a great naval officer and a great naval pilot, so they shifted my focus to the Navy, and that's where I started. I took my test for the Navy in June, was accepted in November, and started Aviation Officer Candidate School in Pensacola, Florida in January of 1992. Right now, after I get out, it's been 10 years I've served in the Navy, served with honor, courage, and commitment, and I'm ready to really relax, first of all with my family and see my little nephew, and just kind of do that for a little. Let me start over doing
with El Centro.
I am the air show coordinator for Naval Air Facility El Centro. I have been for the past 3 years, and this is the winter home training of the Blue Angels. They come here from January through March, usually have their first air show around the second weekend of March. We always get their first air show. I have a team that works for me. I have a Blue Angels liaison, and this person and I, we work very closely with the Blue Angels to help them set up recruiting activities, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and just basically put on a very good air show for these guys, bringing in a lot of super civilian performers around the West Coast. And it's a joy. It's a lot of fun to work with the different performers and just kind of see what is behind the scenes of an air show.
The Blue Angels.
Go on that for the Blue Angels. Working with the Blue Angels, they're a very professional group of aviators. What some people don't know is the hard work and the dedication that these aviators, actually the whole team, from the maintenance crew all the way to boss, and that's the #1 Blue Angel guy out there, they will fly sometimes 2-3 times a day. Very, very strenuous work, very, very strenuous in the aircraft. If anyone's been there, they'll pull up to 9 Gs. So if you can imagine going up and pulling 9 Gs 3 times a day, multiple times, it really wears on the body. So these guys are in super shape, and they really, really work hard for the public to put on a super show for everyone. It's going to be a very interesting air show. We're getting very high-level attention to take a look at this to see if our security is good or not. It's going to be a very dynamic show. We have a lot of interesting airplanes here. We have a little girl about 5 foot nothing and walks on a wing at 3,000 feet, to a war dog, an AT-6 Texan that John Culver flies, which is fantastic, which will take you back to World War II. And then we have some of the newer planes. We have Extra 300 that people will fly. It's a single-engine dynamic airplane that can just do everything in the world for aerobatics. And then we end the show with the Blue Angels. They're our shebang, I guess, our big finale. and they end it here for their first show of the year, and then they move on to their other shows. Yeah.
Lieutenant Hutchinson, tell us about what you're going to have here for each other tonight with the other performers and the Blue Angels.
We will have a food fest at NFL Centro. We always have that the night prior to the Blue Angels' first air show of the year. That's so that the community can come out and the Blue Angels can meet the community, grip and grin, I guess you could say. So it's a great chance for the community and the Blue Angels to mix and mingle, and everyone can come out and get a personal autograph, talk to the Blue Angels, and also our civilian performers.
Thank you, Holly.